Serve Safe Manager, 8th edition, Chapter 12, Cleaning and Sanitizing. Inside this chapter, we'll discuss cleaning, sanitizing, dishwashing, cleaning the premises, and developing a cleaning program. Our key terms are cleaning, detergents, degreasers, delimers, abrasive cleaners, sanitizing, concentration, water hardness, and non-food contact surfaces. Learning objectives. After completing this chapter, you should be able to describe how and when to clean and sanitize food contact surfaces and equipment, describe how to clean and sanitize items in a dishwashing machine and 3-compartment sink, explain how and when to clean non-food contact surfaces, identify different types of cleaners and their uses, describe different methods of sanitizing and their correct use, explain the requirements for safety using and storing cleaning tools and chemicals, and summarize how to develop a cleaning program. Slicer tied to outbreak. 20 people got sick after dining at a small quick service restaurant. The culprit was found to be salmonella on a slicer used to slice meat and other products. Investigators found the bacteria after swabbing the equipment in the operation. When interviewed, the operation's food handlers said they wiped the machine down between uses. However, they had not completely disassembled the machine when cleaning and sanitizing it. Question: how could this outbreak have been prevented? 12.1 Cleaning. Keep both the front of house and the back of the house clean. Sends an important message to our guests. It shows them that you take your business seriously and that you know what you're doing. But a visibly dirty operation, that can send the opposite message, and it just looks bad. There are also some genuinely serious food safety concerns relating to cleaning. When an operation is not cleaned the right way at the right times, the risk of cross-contamination and foodborne illness increases. That's why some very specific cleaning techniques have been developed to keep everyone clean and safe. While many home cooks find that a bottle of spray cleaner and a rag are sufficient, that would not meet the standards for a food service operation. Different cleaning jobs have different cleaning tools, chemicals, and techniques. The final result: a clean operation, happy guests, and safe food. It's worth the effort. Factors that affect cleaning. Everything in your operation must be kept clean. Cleaning removes food and other dirt from a surface. There are several factors that affect the cleaning process. Type and condition of the dirt. Certain types of dirt require special cleaning methods. The condition of the dirt also affects how easily it can be removed. For example, a dried or baked on dirt will be more difficult to remove. Water hardness. Cleaning is more difficult in hard water. Minerals react with the detergent and decrease how effective it is. Hard water can also cause scale or lime deposits to build up on equipment. This can require the use of lime removal cleaners. This photo on the left, this employee is using a type of cleaner called delimer. It's used to remove mineral buildup caused by hard water. Water temperature. In general, the hotter the water, the better it dissolves detergent and loosens dirt. Surface. Different surfaces call for different cleaners. Some cleaners work well in one situation, but not in another. The wrong cleaner might even damage equipment. Agitation or pressure. Scouring or scrubbing a surface helps remove the outer layer of dirt. This allows the cleaner to penetrate deeper. Length of treatment. The longer the dirt on a surface is exposed to a cleaner, the easier the dirt is to remove. Types of cleaners. Cleaners are chemicals that remove food, dirt, rust, stains, minerals, or other deposits. They must be stable, non-corrosive, and safe to use. They must also provide to employees and available during all hours of operation. They must also be provided to employees and available during all hours of operation. Ask your supplier to help you pick cleaners that meet your needs. To use cleaners correctly, follow these guidelines. Follow manufacturer's instructions carefully. If not used the correct way, cleaners may not work and can even be dangerous. Only use cleaners for their intended purpose. Never use one type of cleaner in place of another unless the intended use is the same. Here, this photo on the left shows an employee reading a label. Use only use cleaners for their intended purpose. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for that product. Cleaners are divided into 4 categories, each with a different purpose. These include detergents, degreasers, delimers, and abrasive cleaners. Some categories may overlap. For example, most abrasive cleaners and some delimers contain detergents. Some detergents may also contain degreasers. Detergents. Different detergents are used for different cleaning tasks. However, all detergents contain surfactants, surface acting agents, that reduce surface tension between the dirt and the surface being cleaned. These allow the detergent to quickly penetrate and soften the dirt. General purpose detergents are mildly alkaline cleaners that remove fresh dirt from floors, walls, ceilings, prep surfaces, and most equipment and utensils. Heavy-duty detergents are highly alkaline cleaners that remove wax, aged or dried dirt, and baked-on grease. Dishwashing detergents, for example, are highly alkaline. Degreasers. Degreasers are detergents that contain a grease dissolving agent. These cleaners work well in areas where grease has been burned on, such as grill backsplashes, oven doors, and range hoods. The photo on the right is illustrating degreasers work well in areas where grease has been burned on, such as the grill. Delimers. Delimers are used on mineral deposits and other dirt that other cleaners cannot remove. They are often used to remove scale or mineral deposits in dishwashing machines and on steam tables. Follow the instructions carefully and use delimers with caution. And abrasive cleaners. Abrasive cleaners contain a scouring agent that helps scrub hard to remove dirt. These cleaners are often used to remove baked-on food in pots and pans. Use abrasives with caution because they can scratch surfaces. Knowledge check. Pause and answer these questions. Question 1. Name at least 3 factors that can affect the cleaning process. Question 2. Which type of cleaner would be the best choice when cleaning burned-on grease from a grill backsplash? Pause and answer these questions. 12.2. Sanitizing. Cleaning removes the soil that you can see, and every part of the operation needs to be cleaned regularly. But cleaning alone will not necessarily destroy the pathogens that can make people sick. Food contact surfaces will require an additional step to do this. Sanitizing. Sanitizing reduces pathogens on a surface to safe levels. Food contact surfaces must be sanitized after they have been cleaned and rinsed. This can be done by using heat or chemicals. Sanitizing doesn't mean that every single pathogen has been destroyed. There are other actions, such as disinfection or sterilization, that eliminate a greater number of pathogens. But the chemical concentrations, temperatures, and contact times required to do that are not always safe or appropriate for equipment. The goal is to keep guests safe by reducing pathogens to safe levels. Excessive sanitizer concentrations could leave a toxic residue on surfaces and, in some cases, can even damage stainless steel. The photo on the left, this food handler is using color-coded equipment to sanitize a surface. Many operations use color coding to indicate which items are used for cleaning and which are used for sanitizing. Heat sanitizing. One way to sanitize items is to soak the item in hot water. For this method to work, the water must be at least 171 degrees. The items must be soaked for at least 30 seconds. You may need to install a heating device to maintain this temperature. Another way to sanitize items with heat is to run them through a high temperature dishwasher. Chemical sanitizing. Tableware, utensils, and equipment can be sanitized by soaking items in a chemical sanitizing solution. Or you can rinse, swab, or spray them with a sanitizing solution. 3 common types of chemical sanitizers are chlorine, iodine, and quaternary ammonium compounds, or quats. Chemical sanitizers are regulated by state and federal environmental protection agencies. They must be provided to employees and available during all hours of the operation. In some cases, you can use detergent sanitizer blends to sanitize. Operations that have 2-compartment sinks often use these. If you use a detergent sanitizer blend, use it once to clean and then use it a second time to sanitize. For sanitizer effectiveness, several factors influence the effectiveness of chemical sanitizers. The most critical include concentration, water temperature, contact time, water hardness, and pH. Concentration. Sanitizer solution is a mix of chemical sanitizer and water. The concentration of this mix, the amount of sanitizer for a given amount of water, is critical. Too little sanitizer may make a solution weak and useless. Too much sanitizer may make a solution too strong and unsafe. It can also leave a bad taste on items or corrode metal. Concentration is measured in parts per million, ppm. To check the concentration of a sanitizer solution, use a test kit. Make sure it is made for the sanitizer being used. These kits are usually available from the chemical manufacturer or supplier. Make sure they are available at all times and easily accessible to employees. Hard water, food bits, and leftover detergent can reduce the solution's effectiveness. Change the solution when it looks dirty or its concentration is too low. Check the concentration often. This photo on the right shows an employee sanitizer. Test kits are used to check the concentration of sanitizer solutions. Temperature. The water in sanitizing solution must be the correct temperature, so follow the manufacturer's directions. Contact time. For a sanitizer solution to kill pathogens, it must make contact with the object being sanitized for a specific amount of time. This is called contact time. For water hardness can affect how well a sanitizer works. Water hardness is determined by the amount of minerals in your water. Find out what your water hardness is from your municipality. Then work with your supplier to identify the correct amount of sanitizer to use for your water. pH. Water pH can also affect a sanitizer. Find out what the pH of your water is from your municipality. Then work with your supplier to find out the correct amount of sanitizer to use for your water. The photo on the left, this bain-marie pot is being used with an iodine sanitizing solution. It must be in contact with the solution for at least 30 seconds. Contact time is critical when sanitizing. Table 12A, General Guidelines for Effective Use of Chlorine, Iodine, and Quats. For water temperature, chlorine needs to be greater than 100 degrees Fahrenheit if the water pH is less than 10 and the water temperature needs to be greater than 75 degrees Fahrenheit if the water pH is less than 8. For chlorine water hardness, we use the manufacturer's recommendation. And for chlorine sanitizer concentration, we keep it at between 50 and 99 parts per million. For chlorine, our contact time is 7 seconds. Wait a minute, didn't it say? Oh, no, that was iodine. For iodine, the water temperature must be at least 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The water pH, if it's greater than 5, or per manufacturer's recommendations. Water hardness, per manufacturer's recommendation. Sanitizer concentration, we would want between 12.5 and 25 parts per million, with a contact time for iodine of at least 30 seconds. For quartz, we want the water temperature to be 75 degrees, and we would set this concentration of the sanitizer based on manufacturer's recommendations around water pH. For water hardness, if the water hardness is greater than 500 parts per million, we would set our quat concentration accordingly and follow manufacturer's recommendations, as well as with sanitizer concentration. But for contact time for quaternaries or quats, we would want to have contact time of at least 30 seconds. So team, that's going to be the big one, is quats. 75 degrees, contact time of 30 seconds. Iodine, contact time of 30 seconds. Chlorine, contact time of 7 seconds. Chlorine's concentration between 50 and 99 parts per million. So keep things like that in mind. How and when to clean and sanitize. Surfaces that do not touch food only need to be cleaned and rinsed to prevent the accumulation of dirt. However, any surface that touches food must be cleaned, rinsed, and sanitized. How to clean and sanitize. To clean and sanitize a surface, follow the steps detailed here. If surfaces have not been cleaned and sanitized properly, take corrective action immediately. Step 1, scrape or remove food bits from the surface. Use the correct cleaning tool, such as a nylon brush, pad, or cloth towel. Step 2, wash the surface. So prepare a cleaning solution with an approved cleaner and wash the surface with the correct cleaning tool, such as a cloth towel. Step 3, rinse the surface. Use clean water and rinse the surface with the correct cleaning tool, such as a cloth towel. Sanitize the surface. Step 4, sanitize the surface. Use the correct sanitizing solution. Prepare the concentration per manufacturer recommendations. Use the correct tool, such as a cloth towel or to sanitize the surface. And make sure the entire surface has come in contact with the sanitizing solution. And step 5, allow the surface to air dry. When to clean and sanitize. All food contact surfaces need to be cleaned and sanitized at these times: after they are used, before working with a different type of food, for example, between prepping raw chicken and cutting lettuce, after handling different raw TCS fruits and vegetables, for example, between cutting melons and leafy greens, anytime there is an interruption during a task and the items being used may have been contaminated, or after 4 hours if items are in constant use. Cleaning and sanitizing stationary equipment. Equipment manufacturers will usually provide instructions for cleaning and sanitizing stationary equipment, such as a slicer. In general, follow these steps. First, unplug the equipment. Take the removable parts off the equipment. Wash, rinse, and sanitize them by hand. You can also run the parts through a dishwasher if allowed. Scrape or remove food from the equipment surfaces. Wash the equipment surfaces. Use a cleaning solution prepared with an approved detergent. Wash the equipment with a correct cleaning tool, such as a nylon brush or pad, or a cloth towel. And rinse the equipment surfaces with clean water. Use the cloth towel or other correct tool. Sanitize the equipment surfaces and make sure the sanitizer comes in contact with each surface. The concentration of the sanitizer must meet requirements. And allow the surface to air dry. Put the unit back together. The photo here on the left, stationary equipment that cannot be easily moved, such as this slicer, can be cleaned and sanitized in place. Clean in place equipment. Some pieces of equipment, such as a soft serve yogurt machine, are designed to have cleaning and sanitizing solutions pumped through them. Because many of them hold and dispense TCS food, they must be cleaned and sanitized every day unless otherwise indicated by the manufacturer. So how often do we clean ice cream and yogurt machines? Every day, daily, 24 hours. Don't use that drying towel. The steps to clean and sanitize food contact surfaces are scrape, wash, rinse, sanitize, and air dry. Air drying takes time and it can seem like an inconvenience. So, why is that last step so important? The risk is machine dishwashing is the primary way to clean and sanitize smaller items. But, of course, not everything will fit in a dishwashing machine. For example, a very large stock pot or mixing bowl won't likely fit, but large items must be cleaned and sanitized as well. Typically, a 3-compartment sink is used for manually washing items. These sinks have separate compartments for washing, rinsing, and sanitizing items. Staff responsible for dishwashing could be trained on how to perform these tasks correctly. Should be trained, not could. Machine dishwashing. Tableware and utensils are often cleaned and sanitized in a dishwashing machine. The effectiveness of your dishwashing program will depend on the following factors: a well-planned layout in a dishwashing area, including a scraping and soaking area, and enough space for both dirty and clean items. Sufficient water supply, especially hot water. Separate area for cleaning pots and pans. Devices that indicate water pressure and temperature of the wash and rinse cycles. Protected storage areas for clean tableware and utensils. And staff trained to operate and maintain the equipment and use the correct chemicals. And high temperature machines. High temperature machines use hot water to clean and sanitize. If the hot water is not hot enough, items will not be sanitized. Extremely hot water can also bake food onto the items. The temperature of the final sanitizing rinse must be at least 180 degrees Fahrenheit. For sanitary racks, single temperature machines, it must be at least 165. The dishwasher must have a built-in thermometer that checks water temperature at the manifold. This is where the water sprays into the tank. Chemical sanitizing machines. In chemical sanitizing machines, can clean and sanitize at much lower temperatures. Different sanitizers require different temperatures, so follow the manufacturer's dishwashing guidelines. This photo on the left, dishwashing machines which use hot water to sanitize must have a built-in thermometer. The final sanitizing rinse for the machine must be at least 180 degrees Fahrenheit. For stationary rack, in single machines, it must be at least 165 degrees. Cleanliness. Cleanliness. Clean the machine as often as needed, checking it at least once a day. Clear spray nozzles of food and foreign objects, remove mineral deposits when needed, and fill tanks with clean water. And make sure detergent and sanitizer dispensers are filled. For preparation, scrape items before washing them if necessary. Items can be rinsed or pre-soaked. This may be necessary when handling items with dried-on food. In loading, use the correct dish racks. Load them so the water spray will reach all surfaces, and never overload dish racks. In air drying, air dry all items. Never use a towel to dry items. Doing this could contaminate the items. Make sure items are completely dry before stacking or storing them. Monitoring. Check water temperature, pressure, and sanitizing levels. Take appropriate corrective action if necessary. Operations using high temperature dishwashing machines must provide staff with an easy and quick way to measure the surface temperatures of items being sanitized. The method used must provide an irreversible record of the highest temperature reached during the sanitizing rinse. This ensures the dishwasher can reach correct sanitizing temperatures during operation. Maximum registering thermometers and heat sensing tape are good tools for checking temperatures. The photo on the right, this dish rack has been loaded correctly so water spray can touch all of the dish surfaces. And the photo below, a maximum registering thermometer like this one, this way to make sure that items are being correctly sanitized in high temperature machines. Manual dishwashing. Operations often use 3-compartment sinks to clean and sanitize large items. Preparing a 3-compartment sink. The sink needs to be set up correctly before use. Clean and sanitize each sink and drain board first. Then fill the first sink with detergent and water. The water temperature must be at least 110 degrees. Then fill the second sink with clean water. This is not necessary if the items will be spray rinsed instead of being dipped. Then fill the third sink with water and sanitizer to the correct concentration. Hot water can be used as an alternative. Following the sanitizing guidelines presented earlier in this chapter and the manufacturer's recommendations. Finally, provide a clock with a second hand. This will let food handlers time how long items have been in the sanitizer. This photo on the right, this 3-compartment sink has been correctly set up and is ready to use. Cleaning and sanitizing a 3-compartment sink. In a 3-compartment sink. Follow these steps to clean and sanitize items in a 3-compartment sink. First, scrape items before washing them, and if necessary, items can be rinsed or soaked. Second, wash items in the first sink. Use a brush, cloth towel, or nylon scrub pad to loosen dirt. Change the water and detergent when the suds are gone or the water is dirty. 3. Rinse items in the second sink. Spray the items with water or dip them in it. Make sure to remove all traces of food and detergent from the items being rinsed. If dipping the items, change the rinse water when it becomes dirty or full of suds. 4th, sanitize items in the third sink. Change the sanitizing solution when the temperature of the water or the sanitizer concentration falls below requirements. Never rinse items after sanitizing them. This could contaminate their surfaces. And 5th, air dry items on a clean and sanitized surface. Place the items upside down so they will drain. Never use a towel to dry items as it could contaminate them. Storing tableware and equipment. Once utensils, tableware, and equipment have been cleaned and sanitized, they must be stored in a way that will protect them from contamination. Follow these guidelines. For storage, store tableware and utensils at least 6 inches off the floor. Protect them from dirt and moisture. Storage surfaces. Clean and sanitize drawers and shelves before storing clean items. Glass and flatware. Store glasses and cups upside down in a clean and sanitized shelf or rack. Store flatware and utensils with handles up. Staff can then pick them up without touching food contact surfaces. Trays and carts. Clean and sanitize trays and carts used to carry clean tableware and utensils. Check them daily and clean them as often as needed. Sanitary equipment. Keep the food contact surfaces of sanitary equipment covered until ready for use. This photo on the right shows store flatware with the handles up to prevent contamination. Knowledge check. Pause and ask these questions. Question 1. After cleaning and sanitizing glasses and cups, how should they be stored? Question 2. How should a 3-compartment sink be prepared for dishwashing? Pause and answer these questions. 12.4. Cleaning the premises. One of the first things a guest will notice when arriving in your operation is how clean or how dirty it looks. While it is obvious to most people that anything that touches food should be cleaned and sanitized, the rest of the operation matters too. Keeping your operation clean means using the correct tools, supplies, and storage to prevent contamination. Many of the chemicals you will use are hazardous, so you also have to know how to handle them to prevent injury. For all of your cleaning efforts to come together, you need a master cleaning schedule. Making this schedule work also means training and monitoring your staff to be sure they can follow it. Using wiping cloths. Wiping cloths are often used in operations to wipe up food spills and to wipe down equipment surfaces. There are 2 types of wiping cloths used in operations: wet cloths and dry cloths. Each has its own requirements. Never use cloths that are meant for wiping food spills for any other purpose. The photo on the left, wet wiping cloths should be stored in a sanitizer solution between uses. Wet cloths. We always store wet wiping cloths used for wiping counters and other equipment surfaces in a sanitizer solution between uses. Change the solution when it no longer meets requirements for the sanitizer being used. And always keep cloths that come in contact with raw meat, fish, and poultry separate from other cleaning cloths. Dry cloths. Wiping cloths that will be used to wipe food spills from tableware, such as from a plate during service, must be kept dry while in use. These cloths must not contain food debris or be visibly dirty during use. This photo on the left, if your operation uses cloths to wipe food spills from tableware, as this chef is doing, always make sure the cloths are clean and dry. Cleaning non-food contact surfaces. Many surfaces in the operation do not normally come in contact with food. These are called non-food contact surfaces. Examples include floors, walls, ceilings, and equipment exteriors. Since they are not food contact surfaces, they do not need to be sanitized. However, they do need to be cleaned regularly. This prevents dust, dirt, and food residue from building up. Not only will this prevent the growth of pathogens, but will also prevent pests. Cleaning up after people who get sick. If vomit or diarrhea contact surfaces in the operation, they must be cleaned correctly. These substances can carry norovirus, which is very contagious. Cleaning surfaces correctly can prevent food from becoming contaminated. It will also keep others from becoming sick. To be effective, operations must have written procedures for cleaning up vomit and diarrhea. These procedures must address specific actions that employees must take to minimize contamination and exposure to food, services, and people. It is critical that employees be trained in these procedures. Using and storing cleaning tools and supplies. Cleaning tools can contaminate surfaces if not handled carefully. You can help prevent this by cleaning the tools before storing them and by designating tools for tasks. tools for tasks. For example, some operations assign one set of tools for cleaning food contact surfaces and another for non-food contact surfaces. Likewise, one set of tools can be used for cleaning and another for sanitizing. Color coding each set of tools helps reinforce their different uses. Always use a separate set of tools for cleaning the restroom. Storing cleaning tools and supplies. Cleaning tools must be stored so they do not contaminate food and equipment. It is best practice to store these items in a designated area away from food. Cleaning tools should also be stored in a way that makes it easy to clean the area in which they are stored. The storage area should have the following: good lighting so staff can see chemicals easily, hooks for hanging mops, brooms, and other cleaning tools, utility sink for filling buckets and washing cleaning tools, and a floor drain for dumping dirty water. To prevent contamination, never clean mops, brushes, or other tools in sinks used for hand washing, food prep, or dishwashing. Additionally, never dump mop water and other liquid waste into toilets or urinals. When storing cleaning tools, consider the following. Place mops in a position to air dry without soiling walls, equipment, or supplies. And clean and rinse buckets, let them air dry, and then store them with other tools. The photo on the right, to prevent splashes and contamination, empty mop buckets and dirty water in the appropriate place, such as the curved floor drain. Using food service chemicals. Many of the chemicals used in an operation can be hazardous, especially if they are used or stored the wrong way. One of the biggest dangers in contamination. To reduce your risk, follow these guidelines. In use, only chemicals provided for use in a food service operation should be used. Never keep chemicals in the facility that are not required for the operation or maintenance of the establishment. To prevent contamination, always cover or remove items that could become contaminated before using chemicals. After using chemicals, make sure to clean and sanitize equipment and utensils. Always follow the law and manufacturer's directions when using chemicals. In storage, store chemicals. Chemicals must be stored in their original containers. Some operations also designate specific areas for storing chemicals. Whether or not this is done, chemicals must be kept separate from food, equipment, utensils, and linens. This separation can be done in these ways: by spacing chemicals apart from other items, or by partitioning off chemicals from other items stored in the same area. Regardless of the method used, chemicals must always be stored below food, equipment, utensils, and linens. This photo on the left, review labels and make sure to use only chemicals that are approved for use in a food service operation. Labels. Chemicals stored in their original container should have a manufacturer's label. The label must include the directions for use and be clear enough to read. If chemicals are transferred to new working containers, the label on that container must list the common name of the chemical. This photo on the left. This smaller working container has been labeled with the common name of the chemical, sanitizer. Knowledge check. Pause and answer these questions. Question 1. Which area of the operation must always have its own separate set of cleaning tools? Question 2. Which surface in the operation did not require sanitizing? Pause and answer these questions. 12.5. Developing a cleaning program. Restaurants and food service operations are busy, complicated environments with a lot of moving parts. It would be challenging for any one person to keep track of every cleaning task, tool, and chemical with 100% accuracy. And it becomes even more complex when you consider all of the different employees and their roles. They arrive at different times throughout the day, and each is responsible for a different part of the operation. To understand what must be done, when, and how, you're going to need to write a plan. A clean and sanitary operation is a foundation for a successful food safety management system. You can keep your operation in this condition with an effective cleaning program. To develop your program, first identify what the operation needs. Then create a master cleaning schedule. Also, train staff to clean equipment and surfaces correctly. And lastly, monitor the program to ensure that it is effective. Identifying cleaning needs. Identify cleaning needs using the following guidelines. Review the facility to identify all surfaces, tools, and equipment that need cleaning. Look at how cleaning is currently done. Get input from staff and ask them how and why they clean a certain way. Find out which procedures can be improved. Estimate the time and skills needed for each task. Some jobs may be done more efficiently by 2 or more people. Other jobs might require an outside contractor. Determine cleaning frequency as well. Creating a master cleaning schedule. Use the information you gather while identifying your cleaning needs to develop a master cleaning schedule. The schedule should include the following: what should be cleaned? Arrange the schedule so that nothing is left out. List all the cleaning jobs in one area, or list jobs in the order in which they should be performed. Include both food and non-food contact surfaces as items that need to be cleaned. Keep the schedule flexible enough that you can adjust if needed. Who should clean it? Assign each task to a specific person. In general, staff members should clean their own areas. Rotate other cleaning tasks to distribute them fairly. When should be cleaned? Staff should clean and sanitize as needed. Schedule major cleaning when food will not be contaminated or surfaces will not be interrupted, usually after closing. Schedule work shifts to allow enough time as well. Staff members rushing to clean before the end of their shifts may cut corners. And how it should be cleaned. Provide clearly written procedures for cleaning. Guide staff through the process. Always follow manufacturer's instructions when cleaning equipment. Specify cleaning tools and chemicals by name, and post cleaning instructions near the item to be cleaned. Choosing cleaning materials. Consider the following when selecting cleaning tools and supplies for your operation. Correct tools and cleaners. Select tools and cleaners according to what is identified in the master cleaning schedule. Ask suppliers to suggest which tools and supplies are correct for your operation. Worn tools. Replace worn tools. Dirty and worn tools or equipment may not clean or sanitize surfaces correctly. And protective gear. Provide staff with the correct protective gear such as aprons, goggles, and rubber gloves. Implementing a cleaning program. Training is critical to the success of a cleaning program. Staff members need to understand the tasks you want them to perform and the quality that you expect. Follow these guidelines for a successful cleaning program. Kickoff meeting. Schedule a kickoff meeting to introduce your program to the staff. Explain the reason behind it and stress how important cleanliness is to food safety. If staff members understand why they are supposed to do something, they will be more likely to do it. This photo on the left. To ensure the success of a cleaning program, managers need to take time to train the staff. Training. Schedule enough time for training. Work with small groups or conduct training by area. Show staff members how to clean equipment and surfaces in each area. And motivation. Provide plenty of motivation. Reward staff for any job well done. Create small incentives for staff members or teams, such as an award for Clean Team of the Month. Tie performance to specific goals or measurements, such as achieving high marks during regulatory inspections. And monitoring. Once you have implemented the cleaning program, monitor it to make sure it is working. And this includes the following: supervise daily cleaning routines, check all cleaning tasks against the master cleaning schedule every day, and change the master cleaning schedule as needed for any changes in the menu, procedures, or equipment, and ask staff for input in the program. Knowledge check. Pause and answer these questions. Question 1. What is the first step in developing a cleaning program? Question 2. What are 4 components that should be included in a master cleaning schedule? Pause and answer these questions. Chapter summary. Cleaning removes food and other dirt from a surface. Sanitizing reduces the number of pathogens on a surface to safe levels. You must clean and rinse a surface before it can be sanitized. Surfaces can be sanitized with hot water or a chemical sanitizing solution. Then the surface must be allowed to air dry. Each sanitizing method and sanitizer chemical has specific requirements for use. Use the appropriate cleaner for the job. Cleaners are divided into 4 categories, each with a different purpose. These categories are detergents, degreasers, delimers, and abrasive cleaners. Some categories may overlap. All surfaces should be cleaned and rinsed. Food contact surfaces must be cleaned and sanitized after every use. You should also clean and sanitize each time you begin working with a different type of food or after handling raw TCS fruits and vegetables. You can clean and sanitize surfaces when a task is interrupted. If items are in continuous use, they must be cleaned and sanitized every 4 hours. To clean and sanitize a surface, first remove any of the food from the surface. Then wash and rinse the surface. Finally, sanitize the surface and let it air dry. Tableware and utensils can be washed in dishwashers or by hand in a 3-compartment sink. Always follow manufacturer's instructions when using dishwashers. Make sure your machine is clean and in good working condition. Check the temperature and pressure of wash and rinse cycles daily. Before washing items in a 3-compartment sink, clean and sanitize the sinks and drain boards. Scrape, rinse, or pre-soak items before washing them. Then, wash them in a detergent solution and rinse them in clean water. Next, sanitize them for a specific amount of time in either hot water or a chemical sanitizing solution. Finally, they should be air dried. Once cleaned and sanitized, tableware and equipment should be protected from contamination. Wet and dry wiping cloths may be used to wipe up food spills and wipe down equipment surfaces. Wet cloths may be used for wiping equipment surfaces. They should be stored in a sanitizer solution between uses. Clean, dry wiping cloths may be used to wipe food spills from tableware. Operations must have procedures for cleaning up vomit and diarrhea. Make sure employees are trained on these procedures and know what to do. Chemicals can contaminate food and equipment if the chemicals are not used or stored correctly. Use only chemicals approved for use in a food service operation. Before using chemicals, cover or remove items to prevent them from being contaminated. Clean and sanitize equipment and utensils after using chemicals. Store cleaning supplies and tools away from food and equipment. Create a master cleaning schedule listing all cleaning tasks. Train the staff to follow it and monitor the cleaning program to keep it effective and supervise cleaning procedures. Adjust as needed. Pause and answer your discussion questions. Pause and apply your knowledge. Nicole's dilemma. Apply your knowledge. The new manager. And stop and take your study questions quiz written by your test makers. You should continue taking these quizzes to get comfortable with how your test is written and your upcoming exam.